Pauly D has got his fox finally. Nicole has the biggest challenge of finding her Ciara. And Kailyn has some flowers to choose from.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh yeah. Episode 2 of Game of Clones was on tonight, and we are talking all about it. Pauly D finally has his pick. We have Nicole from The Challenge joining the show. I'm Jim Alexander, introducing my panel. To the left is...
I'm Toney, a.k.a. BeastMode Barbie.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Hoffman.
And I am Chef Beanz.
And we have a special guest tonight, okay? You might have seen him last week. He will tell you about his experience. It's one of the Quavos, Phil. We got Phil here tonight. Hey, Phil, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Hi, Phil.
Hi, thanks for being here.
How you doing?
We're doing good. Glad to have you on. You can tell us a little bit about your experience. So for those of you who haven't remembered or seen you or confused you between all the Quavos, tell us a little about what you did on the show, what kind of stood out, what could they remember you from?
Look, man, they already know I'm Mr. Thick as a Snicker.
Thick as a Snicker.
If everybody, whoever was tuning in to episode 1, they remember me off of saying that. I also called her a white chocolate Snicker. You know.
That's right.
I didn't mean no harm by it neither. You know, it's just a little flirtatious.
I like it. So tell me what it was like to be there with 6 other Quavos. I mean, what was that like? Just like your first impression of seeing everyone looking like you.
First, I was like, when I got to the spot we were at, this was before we were filming. I was looking around. I was like, okay, let me just see who the dreadheads are. Obviously, if you're Quavo, you got to have dreads. So I was assuming that everybody walking in there with dreads was somebody from the show. So I already kind of got a understanding of who it was. And then when we met up, we ended up like being cool. Like everybody was like real welcoming, and it wasn't as competitive as I thought it would have been.
So the guys were actually good guys.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nobody was like assholes. You know?
There you go. So, did you make any friends off of that? Are you cool with anyone now after the show?
Actually, I'm cool. I'm still cool with the whole gang, really.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have a whole group chat set up. You know, we touch each other.
So you guys talk every day?
I'm not gonna say
Bestie Quavos?
Since the show, the show's going on right now, so we all staying in touch and laughing and everything.
What's the name of the chat of your group when you're texting each other?
Is it Quavo?
It's an insider.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can tell you it's nothing bad, but it's just like an insider. Y'all wouldn't get it. It's called Wham Wham Wham.
Explain that to us. What is that? What does that mean?
Are they gonna hate you?
That weekend, we were. I introduced everybody into a Lil Baby single, "Yes Indeed," and on the song, he said "Wham Wham Wham."
Okay, I
do remember
song.
that
I know that exact song.
Like, that was their first time hearing it though, so I don't know. We were just hyped about the show, and it was just like that was like the theme song of the weekend type thing.
Okay, so I have a question. You seem like a pretty confident dude. Do you feel as though you were let go too early? Like, how do you feel about that?
I was let go too
early. Do you dress like this all the time?
Yeah, like
Is
Quavo?
this your natural swag?
I mean, I just like to keep things open and clear.
You sure are.
Oh, you were about to take your jacket off for us?
Here. I'm laced in Fashion Nova too. Shout out to Fashion Nova.
I was wondering where you guys got the outfits that you were all wearing, like where it was from.
I'm not even sure, to be honest.
Well, it's Fashion Nova, I guess now.
I mean, it came from Quavo. Actually had a similar outfit on during one of the award shows.
Oh, okay.
So we seen the original pic of him wearing the outfit, and then we seen what they gave us.
I have a question. Have you been told that you look like him before this episode? Or was this the first time that you were told that you look like Quavo?
I've been told. Anybody with dreads, I don't know why everybody does it. It gets real stereotypical. Everybody they start saying all types of people. Like, Anybody.
Todd Gurley, maybe? That's what I thought right away.
Todd Gurley.
Did you think the other guys looked like Quevo?
I mean, I felt like I was actually the closest resemblance.
Okay.
Not trying to knock anybody off, you know, but I
does
feel like
seem-
I'm the closest in the look.
It does seem like you live that way. You got the jacket on.
Right.
You got the look
Yeah,
still
I'm
today.
looking. I'm already a rapper. I'm already ready to go. Like I was already the full.
You ready to go? Just how she let you go.
It was cool.
Off of sheets, cleanliness.
Yeah,
Are
that
you
can't be
changing your
faulted.
sheets now? Are you now changing your sheets more frequently?
Man, I'm being real. Like, how many dudes you know? I'm gonna just say, like, let's say we got 10 dudes in the room. How many out of 10 wash their sheets every week?
Oh,
Do you guys wash
0
your
or
sheets?
1. Hell no. I'm
Zero
washing
or
them
one.
today, though. I'm washing them as of this moment, actually. It's happening, for
So
real.
maybe guys don't wash their sheets.
No, honestly, I don't wash my sheets every week. I understood where you were
Now,
coming
if
from.
you get out the shower, you don't get in the bed smelly, stinky, dirty. Who gets in the bed in their sheets like that?
So when do you do your sheets? Like once a month? That's what you were saying? You still do it once a month? Or have you changed since the show?
I mean, stop. You trying to play?
No, we really want to know.
We wanna
really
know,
want to know.
like-
No, I wash my sheets. I actually have a friend of mine that wash my sheets. I have
Oh,
a-
so you
there
don't
you
do
go.
it yourself. You have someone do it
Yes.
for you.
All
And you
right.
know it's done then.
Okay.
you know.
So before the show, like, did you watch Teen Mom? Did you ever, be like, oh, Kailyn, like, she's cute. I can meet her.
Gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I never seen the show. Like I seen previews on on MTV, but I never paid it no attention to where it was like, oh, that's her.
Mm-hmm.
When she came around the corner, I was like, in my head, I'm really like, I don't know who the hell.
Yeah.
You don't know who she is, but she's thick as a Snicker.
Think as a Snicker. That's all I knew.
Were you impressed? What was your, initially when you saw her, and then kind of when you get to interact with her, what was your takeaway from being around her? What'd you think of her?
I mean, she was cool people.
Yeah.
I like her. She's cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I already I'm that type of guy anyway. Like if I'm single and ready to mingle, look, it don't take me long to get on it. You feel me?
Hey, there you go.
What's your type? Like, what's typically what would you say is your type?
Oh man, that's hard. I don't know. I don't want to be too biased,
Mhm.
but I like the foreigns, you know.
Foreigns?
Any clone, if you were in the game, if you were the one and had 7 clones, who would you go after? Who would you pick? Who would be that celebrity or person you want to clone?
That's a tough one. Who
I got mine. I got Katy Perry right away. Just telling you.
Nick
Katy Perry,
Jonas.
She cool. She cool.
Regina Hall.
It's tough.
It's a
You
good
don't have a
problem to
celebrity
have.
crush?
I mean, I used to. I grew up, growing up in my generation or era, Beyonce was the thing going up, but
So
that's
Beyonce.
Hey.
it's different now.
Is
It's
it?
I
different.
mean, no,
I don't think Beyonce ever gets old.
no, she never gets old, and she's from Houston too. H-Town. We on.
Oh, there you go.
Right, the Texas connection.
So is there anything on the show, like, that you spent time with Kailyn that they didn't show on camera, or that they edited out?
Yes. I feel like I should have had my introduction on there when I came up and shook her hand.
What did you do for your intro?
I told her, I said, look, I'm obviously not Quavo. My name is Phil.
Keeping it real. I like that. Keeping it real.
That way is the way to go. And I grabbed her hand. I said, you feel me? And I started caressing her skin.
Yeah, you should be on The Bachelor. That's where you should be. A
I
Bachelorette.
agree.
How did she
I
respond to
was trying to
that?
hit the little sweet approach. You seen how I was coming? I said, you got the dimples, the smile.
Yeah.
Thick as a Snicker?
These are all compliments she probably hasn't heard of from what she's been saying from her exes. So there you go.
You seen her, she was blushing and stuff, but I was, they didn't let me eat up like I was supposed to.
Oh, man.
I was real on in there.
Do you think that you would have made it to the end had you made it through that
Okay,
round?
I would've made it to the end.
What was that?
people know, like the clones know. They know what it is.
The clones know, so they are all
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. I feel like I don't know.
hashtag Team Phil.
They were happy to see you go. The competition left.
So like it was just an honor being on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I love the experience. I love the fact that I live in Atlanta and I went to LA.
Yeah. Was that your first time in LA, or you been there before?
No, I like to travel.
Oh, there you go. Hey, so let's recap Kailyn's adventure post Phil. I mean, post the closest to Quevo that we had. Today was all about the flowers. So they were picking. How do you think you would have done with the whole flower picking thing, and then the poem?
No, that threw me. Like everything that y'all seen tonight is my first time seeing too. So I'm like, I had to pick flowers. I don't know. I would have went with roses. Is just like the best thing when you're trying to be sweet to it, like somebody else.
But you're a rapper, right? So you could have done a pretty good job at the poem.
What would your poem have been?
Huh?
What would your poem be? This is your chance right now to say it. Maybe Kailyn's watching.
Oh man, y'all gonna put me on the
spot.
Yeah. Let's see if you got bars.
We'll give him some time on that.
Give me some time.
Who did you think did the best tonight out of that challenge? Who do you think held their own and who didn't?
I'm gonna give props to my boy Jalen. Jalen went in. Jalen went in. He was talking about that too. He was talking about the wait till y'all hear my poem.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, okay. Here you tough guy.
So this was a thing he had in his back pocket.
Yeah, he had some in his back pocket.
And he did surprise her with like the romantic side of it. She thought he was romantic too.
Yeah. That was, I mean, we were looking at it like it was gonna be me, Rico, and Jalen at the end. But it didn't work out like it was.
Keeping it real. Didn't work out for Phil.
Aw, Phil.
So with that challenge, I mean,
I wanted to bring up, what about Paris's poem where he said, rise like a solar flower. What is a solar flower? Is that supposed to be the sun?
You heard him. It was supposed to be like the kids were supposed to be the other flowers, and that was supposed to be the thing that stood out over the kids. And I was just like, he's real deep. Paris is super deep. And
he is. Okay.
One part that wasn't in there. That's another part that I feel like should have been there, or been in there too. He talked about the tattoo on his foot. He has his sister name tattooed on his foot. But the only thing is, that's his only tattoo. And I was just like...
And it's on his... How is anyone going to notice this?
Did he say why he has a sister tattoo on his foot?
I think he said why, but at that point, it doesn't matter.
Because no one can see it?
It had nothing to do with because her foot came off or anything.
Wait, well, her foot came off?
It's nothing related to the foot. That's why I was like, why the foot?
Right.
Man.
Like behind the scenes about it, and I was like, well, I think Paris has some carnage.
What do you think is the appeal of Rico? She just can't let him go.
Y'all, if y'all had seen me go on a little longer,
yeah,
y'all would have got the feel effect as well. But we didn't get to see that, so I can't spoil it. Because it might get put out somewhere else. I might be on a real one somewhere. Tyler Perry.
You got big plans. Big plans.
Somewhere. Lee Daniels.
Yeah, I feel like she's falling for the bad boy.
Yeah.
Like Rico is like...
You heard what she said when I got eliminated, right?
Oh, she was sad.
She said, I'm attracted to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like she's catching herself in every moment. She wants to find a nice guy and a romantic guy, but then there's that bad boy side that keeps on reeling her in.
It's something about the bad boy.
I know. You got that bad boy in you too?
I mean...
So if you had won the show, who would be washing your sheets?
Oh my gosh.
He did say he had someone
He said
already
he had
watched it.
someone
Would you
watching his
would you
show.
Oh
make-
man.
Oh yeah, who is?
If I won the show, Kiara gonna be washing my sheets. What you mean?
I don't know if that would be a deal breaker for her because she wanted a guy that.
She wanted him already
Obviously, it was a
washed.
deal breaker. I guess
She already has to wash sheets and all of that. Anyway.
So you're just gonna throw yours in with hers?
It's 3 kids. There's no
That's
way.
right. There are kids.
Okay.
Were you okay with the kids thing? Had you lasted with her? How would you feel about that? There's 3 baby daddies that are involved. Let's not forget that too.
I can't do it. I'm not on a serious note. Like trying to be real serious with someone. I can't do the 3 kids to my 0.
That's a lot for
Yeah.
most people. Yeah. No, I get it.
I have none. So it's just like, damn, I'm stepdaddy to 3 now.
Yeah.
Do you want children in the future?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I gotta have a junior rolling around here.
Junior Quevo.
Yeah, I like that. You know, we got a new introduction today to the show. We got Nicole Zavaleta, I believe, from the challenge. And she wanted a Ciara lookalike. Now, hey, if you're talking to me, I didn't think any of those girls look like Ciara, first of all. But, but hey, she had 7 choices, and she came out tough. Like, she was just not holding back
Oh my
anything.
God,
She had deal breakers and everything.
her-
What'd you think of that?
I was just gonna say her pickup lines. Did you guys catch on her pickup lines? Like one of them was like, "Are we all going to a funeral because everyone's dressed in black?"
Oh, yeah.
She did say that.
And I was like, "Is that your pickup line?"
She was very aggressive, but I don't think she was smooth at all. Like, I do not think
She's
she
a
was
New
smooth.
Yorker.
She's cocky. She know what's up already. She got the eyes. She really know. She already reeled everybody in.
She was
Oh,
very
you like her
aggressive.
eyes.
Yeah, she was about
I
it.
was like, shout out to Nicole's eyes.
Hashtag Nicole's eyes.
Let's go over some of the Ciaras, the lookalikes. We had Tiara, so almost close.
Rhyming name.
The closest thing on the name, and she had braces. I remember that. What do you feel about that? You like the braces or no?
I don't have any problem with braces.
Okay.
It's just,
It would have been a no-go for me.
it gotta
Why?
balance out.
It would have been a no-go. Get Invisalign.
She seemed a little young because of it, but
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I got.
braces come off though. You
Yeah.
know, like you don't have them forever.
Yeah,
that means
I'm
you're getting
like,
straight
yeah.
teeth.
Hey, I got Invisalign for myself. I don't have it anymore, but at work, I can't imagine having the headgear or anything.
The thing I wanted to point out to her that stuck out to me is that she doesn't like when your mouth is smacking, which I'm like that too. It's actually called misophonia.
There's a name for it?
Yes, it's when you hate the
No.
noise of people chewing. So I think it's gonna be really
Oh,
funny
no.
if they like go on a date and they're eating and then she's chewing, because people with misophonia will go crazy if they hear someone chew. Like I personally have to leave the room if someone chews too
Wow,
loud.
this is something new.
So I hope that's their date.
Yeah, I'm learning something every day.
Yeah, there you go. So
You're
we all
welcome.
did.
You're welcome.
Then there's Brittany, who's the life of the party, and she was like in a 2.5-year relationship, yet
It wasn't serious.
it wasn't
Yeah,
serious. What's up with that?
I'm trying to figure out which one Brittany was.
She was the one, she was kind of ratchet.
Right, she says she gets called Ciara all the time.
And she's like, I know.
Oh, did she go home tonight?
No, I don't think
No,
any of them went.
actually.
Did they? No, she didn't go home yet.
She did not.
No,
She
I
didn't
don't
get
think
the
she
deal
did.
breaker.
Yeah, she didn't.
I'm not sure which one that one is.
Nicole's
They
the
are
one
hard
I'm
to
not
apart.
sure who she was, because we didn't hear anything about her. Like, I just saw her name pop up, but I'm like, okay, there's no, like, nothing, unless you guys caught something about Nicole. I didn't.
I don't
Well,
have a note of Nicole. I mean,
She seemed drunk very early in the show. Was it just me?
No, it might have been. I didn't catch anything, so you're maybe...
Like
maybe that's.
Teresa.
If she was drunk, you would think they would have showed her more. That's like you
Yeah.
know what we want to see.
possible. Then we had Kara, who was a single mom, so that one was notable and stood out. And she had her run on the show. What do you guys think of Kara?
I actually really liked her, and I was disappointed to see her go.
Yeah, she was the
Yeah.
mom. I mean,
I thought she seemed like somebody that you would want to be serious with.
yeah, I think she came off as one of those that was definitely more serious than the
That
others.
was the one at the end that lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
She got sent home.
I think he should have picked her.
Yeah, I thought she was serious and she had a child. There's something about it that stood out that she seemed more mature than everyone else.
Yeah, and she also like knew the fact that like of their signs, their corresponding signs, which takes effort to know that about another person. So she's
That
kind of
surprised everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
I was like, how does she know that? And she looked. I have to say that she looked better without her wig on. Like she looked better.
I agree.
I like when they show them natural. Like I wish on the show you could see everybody as themselves a little bit longer.
But you know who knew everything? Rose, because she's a tarot card reader. She can tell your future. She can predict who's going to win. She knows it all. She does a tarot card reading.
But yet she said she always dates crazy women. So I'm like, but if you're a psychic, how did you end up in these situations?
Because you're crazy.
She's crazy. You only attract like-minded people, so I believe she's crazy. Even the way she pronounced her name, Rose, with that extra emphasis.
Yeah.
I got my eye on her.
All right. So then we have Miko. She loves dogs and she can play ball. So there we go.
Miko's honestly is my favorite. Miko's my favorite.
That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
Out of Ciara.
Yeah.
She was. Yeah.
Miko was the most aggressive. She likes dogs. Like she's ready to settle down.
All right, to say she likes dogs is an understatement. She had what was it, like a red bow tie birthday party for her dogs. I thought that was a little extreme and excessive.
That's much.
I don't mind that. I like a person who goes all out for their dog. I do that. I would go to the dog
Well,
party.
she's got no man right now. I mean, or woman. Well, forget about. She definitely, hopefully, she doesn't have a man either. But yeah, I mean, I guess if she's all in on the dogs right now, so why not?
Hey, live how you live.
Then we have Kaba. I think it was Kaba with a K, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
And that was her. Speaking of that, that was her first date with a woman because she's into men. So that's the one.
She was the straight girl.
Yeah, she's a straight. What'd you think about that?
I remember her saying that, and she was like, "I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm too old for that."
What did you think about it? Were you surprised that she was there for the first time on a date with a woman?
Yeah, I mean, why would you come?
Yeah.
You want to show your first time on TV?
Maybe she got lost or something and walked into the room, and then she's just part of the show.
All same outfit on.
Yeah, straight up.
I'm interested to see how this plays out though, because she's going to be a challenge for Nicole. Like, and Nicole said that. Like, she's like, I don't want to play this game, but I'm like intrigued. So I'm interested to see that dynamic.
I'm not exactly sure why she's there. Like, I'm trying to unravel that because she also mentioned that men are trash. And I've had experience and I've seen up close where women would just go for another woman because they had bad experience with men. So I'm not sure if she's organically there. Like,
If she's organically lesbian.
right.
With all of them.
Right. A lot of girls just go towards other girls once they have bad breakups or things. Oh, I'm into women now.
Yeah,
Maybe
just the
she's-
frustration of it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's trying to spite an ex, and this is the perfect way to do it on a national platform.
Right.
Probably
on TV.
something from a long time ago though, because she seemed like she really into women. I could tell.
Okay. Oh, that's a good
He's like,
pickup.
I
You're
know.
thinking.
At
You're
least
like,
someone
I know
noticed.
from experience.
Yeah.
I could tell.
And then we have Raven, who just likes to laugh and she likes food, kind of like everyone else on the planet.
Well, but she said she liked food, anything that would make her stomach hurt. So that's what's interesting.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh yeah.
And she
did.
likes to laugh, so there's.
But she got out. She got out because of the handcuffs.
Second
That's
to
right.
go.
She
No
is
handcuffs for
not
her.
freaky.
I didn't think they were compatible anyway.
Phil, if you were doing that and the question was handcuffs or feathers, which one would you pick?
Handcuffs.
Straight up, no question about it.
Handcuffs. That's the normal.
Hey, there you go. Well, it was to almost everyone besides her, right? I mean,
Yeah.
she was the only one to get eliminated. The funniest part for me was like someone was saying like, "Oh, we all have accents here." What damn world are you living in? Are you watching the same show I am? Nicole's the only one with an accent here, a
That's
New
so
York accent. Which of these
Well-
Ciaras have an accent? Because I can't see any of them with an accent.
I can't remember which
I was thinking
girl
the
it
same
was,
thing.
but she had a really deep Southern accent. I think it was
she did?
Brittany, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, she
Well, I
sounded
missed
like
that.
she
I
was
didn't
from...
notice any accents. Maybe when we get to know them in the next episode a little better.
Yeah, maybe on the next one. I'm
Yeah.
ready for them to take them wigs off. I'm sorry.
I love when
I
they
know.
take their wigs off.
Let's see some of these deal breaker questions. I thought they were a little bit. They're deal breaker questions. Like for me, it was like start or end the day at 5 a.m. You know, everyone is lying with this one because they all said to start the day at 5 a.m. You know, those girls ain't waking up at 5 a.m.
Facts.
Majority of them, right, Phil?
Nah, we was working up. I don't know about the girls now.
Yeah.
But guys was up. We was anxious, so we was like, let's go.
Well,
Yeah.
for the show, so I guess that what the call time was? 5 a.m. to film.
I think I was just like 6.
Whoa.
Do you get up that early in your regular life? on a regular basis? Do you normally get up that early, 5, 6 in the morning?
Oh no.
That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
that's the point.
Yeah, I go to sleep at 5 on most days. Straight up truth. Like 4 or 5, that's my bedtime.
Especially
Yeah,
being an artist, you probably go to
3
sleep.
a.m.
Yeah.
Go to sleep in the stew.
Yeah.
Have you
What is
ever have you ever gone to sleep in the studio?
Oh yeah. I just slept anywhere I've been chilling in, I done went to sleep at.
Do you guys know that today is National Sleep in Public Day? I heard it
Yeah.
on the radio earlier. I just thought it was funny that we were.
Talking about
Yes,
sleeping
well,
Well,
today.
I guess I'm not going home tonight.
Wow.
And then the final deal breaker was skinny dipping or not. And I'm not into that. I would have said no, but apparently Nicole's really set against that. That's one of her life mottos. What do you guys think about skinny dipping or not? I'm no.
Well, playing chess, I would have picked skinny dipping because it seems as though that's what Nicole was leaning towards.
Yeah.
But in all actuality, no, I'm kind of cool off of skinny dipping as well.
I think it depends on the situation and where I'm at. If I'm in like Fiji or something and nobody knows me, then I'm down.
Right.
I don't feel like that's a deal breaker for me either.
It wouldn't?
It wouldn't be a deal breaker if someone wanted like to skinny dip or not. It's whatever. Like it doesn't really tell me much about who you are. Like you could be an exciting person, or if you don't like skinny dipping, well, whatever. Like
Right.
I guess so. What about you, Phil? What do you what do you feel about that?
I like adventurous and exciting things.
Uh-huh.
Especially if we on a date, let's skinny dip. Let's do whatever.
Yeah, so you
Just
agree with
run
Nicole.
around
Yeah. This is
outside somewhere else. Let's do it.
I mean, you're a good pick for Nicole, man. Based on these answers.
you love her blue eyes. He's like he already likes her. What would be your term for her? Like thick as a Snicker. What's yours for Nicole?
The lies of the eyes.
The lies of the
Oh,
eyes.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like it.
Lies.
You're on a roll, Phil. Now, last but not least, we had Pauly D finally finding his fox. Like I said, none of those girls look like... I know... Listen, I've had a crush on Megan Fox for about 5, 6... since Transformers came out, and none of those girls look even a quarter of Megan Fox, even though they're hot. But, man, you got to pick someone, right? So it came down to Julia, Olivia, and Christina. Who did you like here, Phil, from these three? Anyone stood out to you?
That's the one I'm talking about. The one that she was the second to last person, I think.
Olivia?
Win at the end.
Olivia or Olivia was the one with the split personality, and then the one at the end is Christina, the one who burped in front of him.
Ballet?
Oh, no,
Ballet
not Christina.
Or spa.
Yeah.
The massage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like the massage one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Christina right
Christina.
there.
I thought she was a good pick for him too. You know what I liked about this episode is you got to see the softer side of Pauly D. Like in this episode, I was shocked. He was very like flirty. Like you could tell he was being genuine and looking for love with these girls and actually feeling a connection with them.
Yeah, Pauly D looked stressed when he was talking about the final three. He was just like legit looking like he was nervous about who he's gonna pick, right?
He did not know what to do.
I
God.
mean,
Guys is different. I think it's different for guys. Girls really out here looking like, let me see if I can really find love out of one.
mm-hmm. Well, Pauly,
I was looking like,
Pauly seemed into it though.
Who cares? We're still gonna have fun.
yeah, I felt like Pauly was like, as soon as they had a flirty, playful side, he was all about it.
Oh yeah,
So he would drop that whole love and romance thing. I think Christina got that way at some point because Olivia was a lot more subtle and she just wasn't about that. You know, even though Christina doesn't kiss him, but she had that massage day thing. You're going into an empty room that's like dark and
With
lit in there.
candlelight.
Yeah,
They
come
had
on.
Polly naked in this whole episode, pretty much, and the last one. That was like the theme. How much clothes can we take off Pauly D?
Hey, Pauly ain't a good bowler from what we've seen, right?
I was like, what is it? We going with the poly body or the single body?
Hey, there you go.
Oh,
Phil, you got that, right?
Oh no, now Phil took off it.
Yeah.
I'm coming, man.
Hey, what do
Is this how you go bowling? With your shirt off?
This how I do it.
Okay.
do you think Pauly was purposely gutter balling everything so he was down to his boxers or
Or he
what?
wasn't answering her questions.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Man.
I wanted to know.
That man know what he's doing. Why is y'all playing with me again?
You know what I found interesting? Actually, the first item that she took off were her shorts or whatever she was wearing. So she was in her panties, like the first thing to remove. I was like, you really went for
And
I don't know if those qualify as panties.
They were booty shorts.
booty shorts.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
They had to know they were getting naked before the show because if a girl knows she's gonna wear booty shorts.
They were like volleyball length shorts.
But what's funny is it wasn't even a private bowling alley.
Volleyball shorts coming up.
Like there were other people bowling in the
Yeah.
background. I thought that was the most funniest part.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, how did
There
they
were
get that
other people
approval?
there.
They're probably at like a Brunswick, and there's like a family in the background or something with kids bowling.
Taking pictures probably though for like Twitter or something.
Hey kids, don't look, honey.
Yeah. But that was
Yeah,
so,
I do like the first date. I felt like they really had chemistry. Like Julia kind of was winning me over a little bit at that point.
she was
'cause-
kind of goofy from the start.
Yeah.
She was lighthearted, I felt, from the first episode. So she showed that side of the bowling alley. But you know what? I found Olivia. We didn't see the other split personality.
No, they showed her at the end though when she was
When
like
she was
biting
biting
his
the
chain,
chain.
Oh, yeah, well,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh, now we know why Pauly picked her.
Yeah, there's two different sides. He knows what he's getting to. But that ballet date, was that weird for you, Phil, or kind of interesting and cool? What'd you think of that?
I mean, I ain't gonna say it's weird. It's cool to experience something like that one time, and then just.
Oh, it's a one time. It's never happening again with him.
Right.
At least try it out, see somebody else's perspective of fun. You know?
I liked seeing that side of Pauly. Like he was smiling. Did you guys see how happy he was during it? Like he was game.
He was having fun because it was
Yeah.
so like out of his zone, out of his
Yeah,
comfort
like-
zone.
People dudes like doing different stuff. So if a girl can come to the table with something different, then it's cool.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you're saying that because initially I thought, why wouldn't she pick something that they had in common, you know? But I guess, I mean, doing something different is...
Well, they
Yeah.
did something that's more in her element, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
She took him to her world, and that way he embraced it. And,
Yeah,
you know,
and
he
I
had
thought
fun.
it was cute. I really liked seeing that side of Pauly.
But what's funny about that, though Pauly D always has his shirt off, ironically, he picked the one person who didn't make him take his clothes off.
That's true.
Yeah,
Very
that's
true.
right. Yeah, so Pauly, in the end, I mean, he did pick Olivia, or Slivia, so he got 2-for-1 deal right here.
Yeah.
I
Three
mean,
people
he's
in
got
one.
the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah, he does.
So he got, but she seemed like the most sincere girl that, like, a girl that you'd want to date. You know, like, that you, like, hope to meet if you're actually looking for someone. She seemed sweet, nice, sincere. I mean, she had a bit of a wild side, but she didn't play it up until, you know,
Until she took his sock off with her mouth.
Yeah, until that point. Like, I want me
Don't
Olivia.
talk about it. I'm waiting to talk about that. Like, what's going on?
Right? I mean, she's got skills there.
What'd you say?
We need answers. I was like, that's what we did.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think he liked the other side of her. Like, I mean, I liked, like, we haven't touched on Christina. Like, I did like her because she had,
She had a lot in common with him. She had the child, also a child, and she lived in Vegas too.
Yeah,
so that's like right up in,
they literally could date after the show. I think she was really nervous though on this episode.
But
Like,
do you guys think that she was playing games?
Yes, absolutely. As a man, we can spot when someone's playing games, and if you think about it, they have so many similarities to where he can spot it from a distance. So
Because he's like, this is what I would do.
he spoke on it right away, like, okay, I'm not sure if she didn't want to kiss me because of this, and she admitted to it. So
How do you feel about it, Phil?
Phil, was she playing with him?
I mean, she was. It could be either or because the girl, she might not want to kiss him after he done already kissed two girls.
yeah, because he did have the 2 other dates that day.
I
Did
thought
she
about
mention that for a second? Like, did you kiss the 2
that's
other
what she
girls?
brought up. She was like, "So did you kiss the other girls?" And she was like, "Yeah."
And
Like,
so I could see that. I didn't think she was playing games. I think she wanted to leave him wanting more, and she was obviously nervous on the date. I mean, she burped, but like I think she burped because she was nervous. Like she was kind of off her game in this episode. so I
That
don't
burp, for me, if I were Pauly D, would have been a deal breaker.
Yeah.
facts.
Like, really?
What, the bird?
Yeah.
You would have said.
I mean, even his face initially was like, and I thought he was going to have a negative comment about it.
Exactly. Well, I think he picked the right girl. I would have picked her, and I think a lot of you out there probably would have picked her too, right, Lindsay? Tell us, everyone who's watching, what they should be picking also here.
Oh yeah, you guys. So we just want to say thank you for supporting us and making us the ESPN of TV talk. So I just wanted you guys to take a moment and help us grow by, if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell and give us a like. And if you're listening to us on our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating. Wherever you're listening to us, please make sure to follow us and tune in. We really appreciate you guys when you're here. It really gives us more opportunities to bring this amazing content to you guys. So thank you guys so much, and we can't wait to see you subscribe.
And comment in the comment section, and we interact with all of you, and we want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear what you thought of Phil tonight. And before we're not done. We got a special segment here. Phil, you're in on this too. What would be your deal breaker if you were on the show, or just in general, in like when you're dating someone? What's your deal breaker? Number one deal breaker?
You can't be like, you can't have you basically gotta trust everything that I do. If I feel like you don't trust me, then it gives me a reason not to trust you.
Ah, okay. That's very simple but straightforward. I like that. Mine would be, I want someone that is not only loyal and honest at all times, because there's a lot of flaky people out there, but I need an animal lover too. I think it's kind of important to me.
Animals?
Yeah, you like animals?
This animal thing, I like dogs, but I love animals.
I would have to say my deal breaker would be somebody that's too dependent on me. Like whether it's like financially or emotionally, like I feel like there should be a balance. And so if someone feels too dependent and I start to feel like their mother, I'm out.
I agree with that one. I also, for me, my biggest deal breaker is feeling like someone doesn't have my back. Like if they are not like loyal to me and they can't support me and be my biggest like cheerleader and stick up for me when I need them, or be there for me when I need them, that's a deal breaker, because I think in a relationship you really need a person who's going to be there for you. You know, in good times, everyone can be there for you, but in bad times, that's what really shines.
Right. I think my deal breaker is someone who doesn't have a sense of humor. Like, I really enjoy laughing and jokes, so if you don't have a sense of humor, that's a deal breaker. But also someone who doesn't push my mind. I really love growing and stretching my imagination, so if you can't pour into me, then it's a deal breaker.
Oh, I like that. Well, this was fun. Phil, thanks for sharing all these things. And, hey, being part of that first episode, we knew you should have been still going on, and we felt that, and you laid your case for it.
Look, if I had kept going on with the energy that I bring, it would have been crazy.
I wish I could see further of that.
Maybe they'll bring you back for an episode for redemption.
We need a spin-off or something.
Well, Phil, before you go, where can people find you on social media? Where can they connect with you?
Look, man, y'all can follow me on Instagram, Twitter.
What's your
Google
handle?
Me, I hate Phil. EYE hates Phil.
There you go.
We got you.
Tiff, where can people find you?
_BeastMode_Barbie.
You can find me at Lindsay B. Hoffman. That's Lindsay with an AY.
And you can find me at chef_Beanz with a Z.
And you can find me at the Jim Alexander on all social media. It's like at the Rock. So yeah, hit me up, hit all of us up, subscribe, comment, like. Follow us all. We'll be back at it next week. We'll see who Kailyn goes with and who Nicole picks. So much for that. We'll see you guys next week on another Game of Clones.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.